Hey, what's up guys? It is Rob and I am back with a brand new movie review. Wanted to talk about this movie for the longest time. I never have, and I actually rewatched this. And it's a classic slasher film from 1987. The Stepfather, starring Terry O'Quinn, directed by Joseph Rubin, who actually won the Critics Award, I believe, for this. And Terry O'Quinn was actually nominated for Best Actor, and I think he should have won something. Terry O'Quinn is fantastic in this movie. I mean, the guy is psycho, and then he just pops in and out of character like he's fine, and then he just goes psycho again, and then he's calmed down and he's fine. What a great film. 1987. An American psychological horror film, which also could be classified as a thriller and a slasher. But you got Jill Schoelen, I guess that's how you say it, and Shelley Hack as Susan. But basically, it's a story about this guy, Henry Morrison, who takes on different identities. He's a serial killer who remarries a widow with a teenage daughter. He killed the previous family because, they weren't behaving, or, they were disappointing him, or, they weren't following his rules. It says right here, he wanted a perfect family, but they couldn't measure up. He wants things to be perfect. There's a scene here where he's actually walking down the street and he looks over and he sees this family. The dad comes home from work and the mother comes out with the kid and he's like, "Daddy, Daddy," and the dad picks her up and hugs her, and you can just see he wants that. He's sitting there looking at that, and you can just see it in his eyes that that's what he wants. And so he kills the previous family, changes his identity, the way he looks, shaves, and he goes with this new family and he starts to mess up here and there. Not as much as the remake. Let me remind you, the remake is terrible. Terrible. I hate the remake. They make the Stepfather in that movie look so stupid. He's really smart. No, he's not. In that movie, he messes up. They took similar scenes out from this and they changed it up. But the way they changed it up, it just looks ridiculous. So, I like the way they did it here. So, he's in this family and he starts to murder some people that are, getting in his way, or he thinks that are following him or trying to find out, what he's doing, or who are, suspicious about him. Even the stepdaughter. The stepdaughter is the one who, all of a sudden she just becomes afraid of this guy. And it's because, he's sitting there looking at her, like with these big bugged out eyes, and then all of a sudden he smiles. And then it's like, boom, he's that would scare me too. But that's what he does in this film. It's just, he's like a different person. I love it. He pops in and out of it. But this film is, it's loosely based on a story of a mass murderer named John List. But the plot is actually more of a slasher. I mean, it's more of that than a true story. It's loosely based. So I guess there are elements to it. I'm not really sure about the whole story of it, but anyway, this movie was well received by critics. It definitely was. And I don't remember what the budget was, like $2.4 million. This has some great music. Here's the thing. You can tell an 80s movie like if you just pop in a movie and you don't look at the year it was made, you can tell an 80s movie by the music. It's very, very simple. I mean, you pop this in and you hear the music, you're like, that's 80s. That's 80s. I really enjoyed the music. And it's kind of different too. There'll be like this light-hearted music when, you know, the stepfather's doing something good, or the stepdaughter is doing something, like if she's being playful or whatever, with her friends, or there's like this light-hearted music. And then all of a sudden it ramps up. It ramps up like it's kind of suspenseful in a way. I don't know, it's really cool. It's kind of different throughout the film. But it was released January 23rd, 1987. Like I said, well received by critics, gained a cult following, has 2 sequels, you know, Stepfather 2, which was 1989, and then Stepfather 3, which was a made-for-TV movie. I think that was in the 90s. I think in the early 90s, I think 91 or 92. I think it was 92. And then there was the 2009 remake. My God. I can't even... I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna mess that movie up. Honestly, that movie is shit. I hate the 2009 remake. Same director as the Prom Night remake. The same director did it. And the Prom Night remake, that is nowhere as good as the original with Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh my God. In this freaking hotel. That's another video. But Stepfather 3, you know, Terry O'Quinn came back for Stepfather 2. Stepfather 3 is a new person. He didn't come back for that one. But basically, you know, so he's in this family. The stepdaughter is kind of, she kind of thinks he's being suspicious, or you know, he's being kind of weird, and she's afraid of him. She goes to this, she goes to the psychiatrist and talks to him about the stepfather, and she says, you know, I'm afraid of him. I just am. Like, just the way he looks at me and things like that. I mean, she's 16 years old, and he's already, you know, he's already calling her like sweetheart and pumpkin and things like that, and he's not even the real father. But he wants them all to be a real family. That's what he wants. So, you know, the mother, you know, she's getting along with him, and then the stepdaughter wants to, you know, she finally finds out that, you know, there's this newspaper article that talks about these killings, that this stepfather killed these people, or the family, and now he's on the loose. And there's a newspaper clipping of it. She finds it, and she, you know, does a little research. She wants this picture sent of the guy, who they think the guy is, and the picture is sent. And there's all these times where Terry O'Quinn, he just gets madder than hell. You can see it in his eyes, and he just sits there and bangs on stuff and talks to himself and paces back and forth, and then he just snaps out of it. Like he's a completely different person. It's like a dual personality. But she is certain that there's something going on with him. Later on in the movie, you know, she starts to trust him more because she can't find any concrete evidence. Meanwhile, there's a guy chasing him down from another town. This guy is after the stepfather because he killed his sister. And so he's doing all this, you know, detective work. He's going into the old house. He finds that these pages in the magazine were torn out. He finds the same magazine. He goes to this library. He finds the same exact magazine. He finds out which pages were torn out. And they are pages that, these pages are actual places that are in America, like these great family towns. And so he starts going to these towns to see if he can get any leads on where he is. And he finally finds them. And it sucks because his character was almost a waste. I mean, he does all this work and then something happens to him and it's just like, okay. You know? It was like, okay, all that effort, all that work, Where did it get you? Pretty much nowhere. So yeah, the stepfather, you know, he's starting to get rid of these people who are giving him trouble, who are trying to find out more about him or getting in the way of his perfect family. He sells houses, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. He, you know, he ends up snapping at the end, and you know, all hell breaks loose. It's a really, really good film. Like, honestly, Terry O'Quinn, I'm a fan of the guy no matter what he's in. Like I said, he was in bits and pieces of Space Camp. He was in the TV show Lost, which I'm a huge fan of Lost, all 6 seasons. You know, he was in that as John Locke. I always wish that they would just do a Stepfather remake with him. Have him come back and do it. You know? Dylan Walsh didn't cut it. Have someone who can write a good story. Get Terry O'Quinn back. That's what I want. Who am I here? So there he is. There's that beginning scene there when he has the beard and glasses. And he's sitting there shaving. He throws his glasses in the suitcase. Takes the contacts and switches them. He clean shaven, puts on a suit, and he's a different guy. Unlike the fucking, you know, Prom Night remake where, oh, all he had to do was, you know, cut his hair and put a baseball cap on. You don't recognize him at all. No, he's just walking around, all his students around the hotel. Again, that's another video, but it just bothers me. He's walking around the hotel right in front of his students, and none of them recognize him. It just makes me mad. It makes me... He did it right. It was kind of hard to recognize him because first he's bald, then he has hair, then he has a beard, then he has a mustache, then he doesn't, then he has glasses, he has different color eyes because of the contacts. I mean, he does it, you know, like a sneaky person. Anyway, there are parts in this movie where the acting is pretty cheesy. I mean, the acting's not great whatsoever. But it's one of those, you know, cheesy horror flicks. I mean, I think it brings some charm. It's definitely fun to watch. And, you know, I'm just saying, the best parts are when Terry O'Quinn goes crazy. I mean, there's a part where the stepdaughter is on the front porch with her boyfriend, or soon-to-be boyfriend. They're kissing, and he opens the door, and he goes, what the hell? Get off her! She's only 16! You're raping her! Oh my God, he goes, he was about to undress her right in the front porch. She's only 16! I'm not gonna have her get raped! Oh man, it was hilarious, man. He just goes psycho in this movie. I love it, dude. I love this movie. It is fantastic. I was glad to get it on Blu-ray, actually. It looks really good. It really does, an old movie like this. They really cleaned it up nice. It's a Shout Factory version. But anyway, yeah. That's the movie. I think it has an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not even sure if it's higher now or not. But everyone pretty much praises Terry O'Quinn's performance. That's what that's all people talk about. And then of course the direction of Joseph Rubin, a lot of the stuff that he adds to the film, you know, like the playful material mixed with you know, kind of like thrilling moments with suspense and, you know, with the music choices and all that stuff. Really, really cool. But anyway, let me know what you think of this movie because I'm really interested. You know, this is one that like I said, I've been wanting to talk about this for the longest time. And I was kind of waiting till I get it on Blu-ray because then I want to watch it again and then go ahead and review it then. I'm definitely going to be reviewing the Stepfather 2. I do not own Stepfather 3. I am looking for that movie, but once I get it, I'll definitely review it. But yeah, next I'm going to review the Stepfather 2, and yes, I'm going to do the remake as well. I'm sorry, that movie is garbage. You watch this movie, then go watch the remake, okay? And you tell me which one's better, okay? The remake, they took a lot of stuff out of this, like the whole daughter, messing up the daughter's name. They do that, in this one, but it's a different scene. In the remake, it's at a cafe. And, in this one, it's the stepdaughter, and it's not stepson, which is in the remake. In the remake, it's a boy. In this one, it's a girl, who is the troublemaker of the family, gets sent off to military school, which he does in the remake, but in this one, she talks about going away to boarding school. So there are similar things that the remake does, but I just think they made it into a garbage heap. That's what it is. Anyway, that's my review of Stepfather. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be back with more of these reviews. I have a lot to talk about, as you can tell. It's not just all going to be horror. That's what I like to focus on. But there's going to be more stuff I'm going to talk about. I mean, we have some new movies coming out. Aquaman and Bumblebee and stuff like that. I'm definitely going to be doing other reviews and talking about superhero movies and stuff. Those of you who know me know my favorite genre of movie is horror, but I also like superheroes. And I love martial arts and action and stuff like that, but superheroes and horror are like my favorite. I love them. I mean, look, I'm wearing a Punisher shirt. I'm wearing a Punisher shirt and a Pennywise mask. What does that tell you? I don't know. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe for more content if you haven't. Stay tuned for more videos, more or less videos, top 10s. I've got a lot of older videos that I'm going to repost. I don't know if you guys want to see my Rocky reviews that I had with me and Dan. Let me know in the comments if you want me to repost those as well. Because I have a new thing I'm doing on this channel, a new direction. But I do want to add, a lot of the older videos that I enjoyed doing. And I think you guys would enjoy them too. So, let me know if you want me to repost a lot of those older videos. Anyway, thanks for watching this. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't get raped!